My lips are green today because I was already doing some Instagramming about my line and I wanted to make you all green with envy with my eye cream. But off of that, that's skintini.skincare on Instagram if you want to check out those videos. But today I'm going to talk about um, the second person that completely affected my life in a positive way. He just popped and said hi. So you heard the story about the first man who was extremely emotionally abusive. And again, I'm not angry with him. He's part of the reason that I am who I am, and he shaped me. And that's part of forgiveness, which I will talk about the entire time I talk about this channel. But now I'm going to introduce you to my second husband. He ended up being my best friend. I met him when I was 19 years old, and I walked in to pick up a boyfriend's sister from work. And when I came in, he was like, "Welcome to King's. How can I help you?" And he rolled his eyes, and I was like, "Wow, okay." And I said, "I'm here to pick up so and so." And he was like, "Well, you can come back and hang out with me. She's not done yet." And so we walked in the back, and he was like, "I hate this place. I hate this place. I hate this place." He was like, "If I have to eat liver and onions liver and onions one more time, I'm going to throw up on their plate, on their plate." And he's freaking out about Roquefort dressing, which I'd never even heard of, but apparently it's blue cheese, or it's Italian with blue cheese in it. Don't quote me, but he was going off about it. So I was like, "Well, why don't you come and work at the Olive Garden with me?" And took a lot of coaxing, because he was not, he was like, he was the most amazing person I've truly ever met. He was willing to jump off of a cliff, like with no parachute, but like switching a job was the scariest thing in the world to him. And I admired this about him because I had like the stability of but he gave me the freedom to try to jump off cliffs. I don't know how to explain it. And this wonderful person came into my life at the age of 19, and I convinced him to come work at the Olive Garden with me. And we became the best of friends immediately. We were inseparable. We slowly like developed this very strong friendship, and he was the funniest person that I've ever known ever in my life. He just could make anybody laugh at any given second, and he could blend into any crowd no matter how crazy he was, because believe me, he was a different kind of person. I wish I could introduce you to him. But long story short, this man picked up all the pieces after my divorce with the first guy, and he was willing to go out and try to make us fix it, because he did not want us to go through a divorce his parents had, and it was a painful thing for him. And he was like, "You can't do this to your kids, and I got you together." And sure enough, we went out, and I tried to like talk to him about it, and he at the end of the day was just like, "I see what you're saying, and I'll support you whatever you need." And he did. He helped me clean my new apartment. He helped me move. He like he built me up. Like, we started out with such a strong friendship, and he just always put me on a pedestal. Like, if I was 10 pounds heavier than I felt I should have been, I was still gorgeous and perfect in his eyes. He said it. And if I was afraid to do something, he told me I could do it. And he picked up all the pieces of my divorce, truly. And I don't know what I would have done without him, both in my personal life and my professional life. Um, but when he showed up on my second date with the first guy, again, I'm trying not to name names, but um, he had hooked me up with the first guy. He was the one who gave him my phone number and worked it all out. And then he shows up on my second date with this guy, and he's like, "I'm completely madly in love with you, and you can't be with him." And I was just like, well, this was a crossroads. Like, do I take what I felt was the safe route with guy number one, who like seemed like steadier in his job, and like wasn't as like live by the seat of your pants, and was less exciting than the other guy. And I was always choosing the more exciting guy. So I decided this time to choose the guy that I thought was grounded and stable and healthier. Um, I found out real quick that everybody wears masks, and um, the unhealthy one that was flying by the seat of his pants was the one who grounded me more than the guy who I thought was going to ground me. The guy who I thought was going to ground me, as I said before, made me lose myself entirely. Bit by bit and piece by piece, I was nitpicked until I didn't see the existence of Heather anymore. And then my other friend just stepped in and was like, "You're perfect. You're beautiful. Like, you look sexy in that outfit." He had come out to me when I was 19 and he was 22. And he said that he thought he might be gay, and he was afraid I wouldn't love him anymore. And I held him at a party on a kitchen floor and told him that I would love him no matter what. Like, nothing would ever change the way I felt about this person. And that's honestly still true to this day. Obviously, there's a lot of our story because I'm choking up a little bit, but anyway. So let's move on to happier moments. So we start hanging out all the time, and the way that he built me up, the way that he made me feel was like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I could do anything in the world. Like, it didn't matter. And he taught me how to forgive myself, because, like, really, it's not that big of a deal. Like, God's the only one that can really judge you or make you feel bad about anything that you do, as long as you're living a life with a good heart and an open heart. And he made me more successful, and he made me a better mom. And, like, I don't know how to explain the greatness of just what kind words and building someone up can do. Just even saying, "You look pretty today," or "You can do it," or "You're the strongest woman I know," or any of those things. Like, and he did that, and he was hilarious. Like, the night that he told me that he had come out, and I know I said he was my second husband, and we'll get to that much, much later, because this is where the story starts. As he cried, and I said, I could never stop loving you. And we went and, like, laid down, and in the middle of the night, the bed was, like, shaking. And I'm like, "What is going on?" And I looked over, and he was, like, rubbing his head off the pillow. Very strange. I woke him up. He scared me. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was just like, "Oh, I have a sleeping disorder. And that's why my hair is, like, missing here and here. Like, I rub my head in my sleep." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I went back to sleep, and he did it one more time. And then a couple days later, we got out to dinner, and we went to this area, because this was back in, so I'm 47 now, so 19, so we're almost 20 years ago. Is that right? Or is it 30 years ago? Just 20 years ago. Anyway, and it was different times. And so we went to this area where people had more money in my area, and it was frowned upon for people of black and white mixed couples to hang out. And so we're in this fancy restaurant because we were waiters and we had the extra funds, and we did what we wanted. And he was ordering his food, and he was like, "I'm going to order this salad with filet mignon on it." And I was like, "Oh my God, the salad does not have filet on it. Nobody is going to put filet on a salad. Like, are you insane?" And he's like, "Heather, I swear to God, it has filet on it." I'm like, "No, there's no way it has filet on it." So he asked for the menu to come back. And as I'm still, like, looking at my menu, trying to figure out what I'm doing, and I was like, "I still can't believe you never told me about your sleeping disorder. Like how did you not think I would find out?" And he goes, "Well, Heather," and he slammed his menu down. He goes, "Because I never thought I'd sleep with you." And we'd never slept together yet, other than in bed next to each other. But the entire restaurant was, like, eating like this, and trying to look behind them and trying to see what was going on. And I got hysterical, and I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't breathe. I laughed so hard. We laughed the entire dinner. And there was a woman that was, like, behind us that had on, like, a sunflower shirt. And he was like, "What are you looking at, sunflower bitch?" And this is how he was. Like, he did not like to be judged. He did not like to be looked upon. And he lived his life to the fullest, and he taught me how to. So that is the story of the second person that I met that changed my life drastically. And I will be telling more stories about all of these things, shifting back and forth, because the next person in my life would be the man I'm married to now, and the most wonderful man in the world. And I could definitely not be where I am today without his love, support, and work, and hard work, because he puts it in, man. So thank you, Sean. I'm going to say your name because it doesn't matter. You wouldn't care. And we'll be picking back up another day to tell you some more stories. Have a great day.